So much of our normal has changed. And with COVID-19 in the world, there's just a lot of differences. There's a lot of things that have changed and our worlds have changed. But I want to tell you that just because things are different, just because there's been a lot of change, doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad or that these changes are not good. Sometimes change is good for us. Actually, in God's Word, it says that God works all things out for the good of those who love Him. So just because things don't turn out the way that we expect them, or things are difficult, doesn't mean that God can't use it for our good.
I've lived 70 whole years now, my boy, and have never seen anything like it.
Well, Grandpa, I'm 7 years old now and haven't seen very much at all. What have you never seen before?
All of this change going on in the world. Some families can't even see each other. The kids can't play sports together, and worst of all, we can't even go to church like we used to. Change is very hard to handle, my boy, and it makes things very uncomfortable.
Well, I thought change was normal. I'm a kid and everything around me is constantly changing. The kids that I play with keep changing. The shows on my TV keep changing. The time that my mommy and daddy have with me, it changes all the time. I'm at school, then I'm at home, then I'm with the babysitter, and I heard that I might be going back to school again. Oh, I'm all over the place, really. Even my own body is changing all the time. As I grow really, really, really big. Everything is changing all the time for me. But that's okay with me, Grandpa. These changes are good for me, right?
And I thought I was supposed to be the one teaching you the lessons.
Oh, oops. Well, I must be a good teacher because I taught you something I didn't even know that I was teaching.
You are reminding me that things can be good things. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." So even when changes happen, we can be thankful that God is still in control, even when we don't understand.
Okay, hold on, Grandpa. Now you have to teach me something, even though I'm the teacher. What if the hard things are too hard, or the change is too much? Oh, my hat. What if things don't turn out so good?
Well, my boy, we know that no matter how hard life is, or when bad things happen, we will be all right because God is always with His children.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Isaiah 41, verse 10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Now, this is a promise given to God's people, the Israelites. But Jesus also gives us this promise to us, His followers, by saying He will be with us always. Sometimes we can find that some of the hardest things that we face in life can become or end up being some of the greatest blessings that we can ever have. I mean, we don't have to think very far when we think about Jesus. He faced one of the most terrible things that anybody could face by being put to death on a cross. This is terrible and painful, but it turned out to be one of the most greatest blessing for us, because we know that Jesus died so that we could be saved. His death on the cross meant life for us. Have any troubles in your life turned for good? Maybe talk about some of those things with your parents or your guardians. And maybe you're facing a hard time right now. And maybe you don't even see an end in sight. Maybe this won't end. And that might be true. It might not end until we see the good come in heaven, when we're with God for forever. Because when we follow Christ, He says that He will be with us in all these things and that we can trust Him. Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, for those who are called according to His purpose. Have a great week, everyone.